Hello, this is Scott Smith, and I'm here with another Saturday service. This is a weekly forecast. Originally, I was just sort of riffing on these and talking about events and giving some intuitive psychic advice and those sorts of things. And I realized that some of the messages were coming rather close to home for certain people. And I didn't want anybody to think I was talking about them personally. So I decided to use the cards to emphasize that the medium is the cards, and this is probably the best way to deliver a message. So it's a bit like coming up with weekly readings once again. I'm shuffling cards this week. I am working with a new deck. This is the Medieval Feathers Tarot. You know, it's got a gorgeous book too. I love a good book. I did not intend to have a new deck. I did not. But I was in South Pasadena and I went to Tarot Arts, which is one of the most incredible tarot stores that I have been into. And it's so close to home. It's hard not to go. And I got into a conversation with one of the readers, a new friend, James, who basically went with me down a rabbit hole of tarot cards and looking at things and talking about a project that I was working on, which I was looking for maybe if I found cards that were really, really calling to me, that would work. And I really hadn't thought I was going to leave with anything, but we found these cards at the very end of our talk before he had a client. And the feathers really sung to me. They really showed me something very enriching as far as the messages go. And it really got me thinking about mediumship, spirits talking, and feathers in relationship to the sky and the air and vibration and communication, and I bought the deck. So here we are this week. We're shuffling cards. I'm continuing to pull 3 cards. Those 3 cards will be how the energies are introduced, what the main focus of the energy of the week is, and then finally how the energy of the week sort of closes out. So the main important card is the central card, the card in the middle. This delivers the primary message, and the other 2 sort of show us how it's coming in and how it's going out or transitioning into next week. So we're just shuffling the cards here, and we're getting a good little mix going on here. And what does the Medieval have for us today? The Star. Of course it's the Star. We've had the Star all week, after week, after week. Of course it's the Star. Of course it's a new deck, and it's the Star. So that's the primary message for the week. I don't feel like I need to go over that one a lot, but I am. I'm going to go over it again. We're going to look at some other cards here. What's introducing this energy for the week? How is this coming through? We're going to say that, and then we're going to see how it closes out. So we have Justice. We have the Justice card for the introduction of the energy this week, and then we have the Devil in reverse for the closing of the week. So that's very interesting. That's 3 major arcana cards for our reading. So let's start at the beginning. So this is Saturday moving forward. This is the energy of justice. This energy that's here in this card is the feather of the crane. And she is really teaching us about dynamic balance and sort of writing the scales of our life. The Justice card for me can mean a lot of things. One of them can be just really creating balance. It's that Libra energy. You know, it's really understanding right and wrong. We tend to be, or it seems to me that I've read a lot, we tend to avoid certain words like right and wrong because they can be very polarizing right now. But in fact, I find that there are many things that are right and wrong for myself, and there are many things that are right and wrong for you. And understanding that the use of the word and the term can be very clarifying for yourself. You know, to know that something is not correct for you, that something, you don't need to do that, that's not right for you as a human being, is really great to know. And it's really great to name that for yourself. Like, that's not right, I don't need that. We also tend to avoid feeling or being wrong. And I've even noticed on social media some people saying like, you know, we need to stop saying that we're wrong about things. And I fundamentally disagree. We can be wrong, and we learn and we grow when we embrace the energy of being wrong, because that says that we are imperfect, that we make mistakes, and feeling the dent of that allows us to understand where we can fill that with a new capacity. So justice for me at the start of the week, it doesn't feel like a very intense energy for me at the start here. With that crane feather especially, there's a kind of easiness to it. Really picking where we're going to step next, understanding is like, am I starting out on the right foot with the week? It has a very Libra energy. There's a little bit of balancing going on there. If this sort of comes through in a very intense way for you, I would say just really sort of land on yourself and like in trying to balance anything for myself. Where do I find myself needing to say, this isn't right for me, or this is right for me, or this is wrong for me, or this is a bad decision, or I made a bad decision, and just sort of landing on that softly. Not a lot of harsh criticism or any of those sorts of things. This energy is very, very soft to me. The mid card that we have here is the star, and in a lot of ways the stars represents hope. This actually came through in another reading that I did for the somewhere else for the week, and I want to just sort of reiterate that message, which is sometimes the star can leave us feeling like a weirdo, right? It's that Aquarian energy. We're doing things in our own way. We're to the beat of our own drum, and it looks odd the way that we're going. That's okay. The emphasis on the star is the star itself. It's what's guiding us. Are we tapped into the light of a vision for tomorrow, of a hope for the future, of actually where we want to be? What does it look like on the other side of whatever it is that we're going through? And that dream that the star offers is a reality that is not yet materialized. And it's important to remember that the emphasis of the star is actually encouraging us to manifest the dream and to bring it into reality, to have hope once again, to believe once again. The sort of antithesis of this, is when we become lightless, when we feel that there's just darkness in the world and everything is perilous. And it's not to say that there aren't perilous things in the world. There aren't dangerous situations. This isn't darkness that's happening in a moral way, because I don't think darkness is evil. But it's to remember not to lose that light of hope, right? And that's why star will often represent hope. And when we focus on that energy, we help to call it in. We help to bring it in. And I've seen lots of that messaging on social media, and I love it because I was getting that message for a while, as you've seen on the readings. And I just love to see that other wishes, magicians, all of us odd folk are getting that message and really helping to peddle that forward. I think that's a very powerful energy. Closing out the week, we have the Devil, and this is the author of this deck calls it contraindications on one hand and realizations on the other. So when it's in reverse, this is really recognizing the behaviors, the thoughts, or the things that we have done that have really put ourselves in positions where we might be feeling the repercussions or consequences of those things. When I pair it with justice, right? So there's the star, which is like, don't lose sight of hope. You have justice on one side, and you have the Devil in reverse on the other. And it's sort of like, you need to be real about some of these things and what you have done that sort of brought this about. Even if it's not your fault, right? What is the wrong step that you made, or what is the wrong choice that you made that really didn't serve your highest purpose or your greatest good, or just really your witch's heart? What did you do that brought you here? Because there's a piece, there's a component of every one of us in the situations that we're in, and it's really recognizing that. The Devil in reverse here will say, like, don't fool yourself into thinking that you're blameless. Don't fool yourself into thinking that you're spotless, right? That's believing in a false light, right? It's a false light of projection, of perfection, or like guiltlessness, or a purity that we may not have. That's circumstantial, right? And the real light is that star's energy. If I was going to work with stones this week, or anything to sort of encapture these energies and sort of bring them in, I would work with justice. I would bring in Libra energies that would be with rose quartz, or you could bring anything in that is a black white stone, like think people call it mystic merlinite or one of those things, or carrying like white quartz and black onyx, because that could tap into also the devil energy, that onyx energy, and you can carry those stones together, those opposites. You could also work with the star energy directly by working with aquamarine or something in that light, bright blue energy, even like aqua aura quartz, or like one of those electrically stimulated kind of like rainbow unicorn looking quartz crystals or stones that have that kind of opalescent rainbow sheen to it, because that would really tap into the weirdo energy of the star, I think. Ultimately feel encouraged to follow that true light that may appear weird to other people, but so long as your heart is posted and pointed in the direction which is leading you towards your hoped for tomorrow. And if that tomorrow, when I say hope, what I hope for tomorrow is that, is it healthy? Does it feel good? Is it happiness in the world that you see it in other people surrounding yourself with? And really, if you want to tap into that energy of the star, how do you include more people in that vision, right? And so when you're thinking of it and going forward, how do you make that happen for yourself? What does that look like for you with everyone else in it? The emphasis and the focus being on not what you're doing right or wrong, not where, deception or how you may be fooling yourself or whether you're being fooled. All of those are tropes and messages from previous readings, but really on the star with the mindfulness that those things are there, right? But not to get caught up in the dramas of them, not to get drawn into them, not to get yanked, into the emotionality of them, right? You have the coolness of the Aquarian, right? You have the coolness of justice, right? And you have that little warning from the devil, right? Don't get swept away. Find the light, find that guiding star, keep your heart focused in that direction, and you should be good to go for the week. This is Scott Smith. I hope you're enjoying these little weekly messages. I'm sorry if the volume is low on this one. I was sharing the space today, so I'm trying to keep the volume down on the recordings. You can find me at starandstonellc.com. You can follow along with this post and some of the writing at patreon.com/Scott K. Smith. I usually post these for free there. And thank you so much. People continue to subscribe and like and comment in various places on these. And these are my little free services that I like to give to the community. To just sort of put the message out there. This originally came from an agreement that I had with Spirit when I did a meditation. I said, what's next? What do I do next? What's the next things that help me pave the way forward for myself in my star moment, right? This thing that's driving me forward to my future. And this was one of them. They said, Saturday services. And I said, what do you mean? And I had a little vision of me being on a video doing this. And so I'm following it and I'm learning and I'm seeing what it's about. Yeah. Follow your star. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be.